Welcome to the UK Niner podcast, part of the Across the Pond Sports Network. Now, here are your hosts, Matt Walker and Neil Baldock.
Football is back, baby, and so are we. Week 1 of the training camp in the books. I was about to say week 14. We're on episode 14. Week 1 of training camp in the books. And where we've been struggling for content the last few weeks, wow, this could be a 5-hour show. It won't be, but this could be a 5-hour show. Neil, football's back.
Football is back. Yeah, I went to see The Odyssey the other night. That was an amazing movie. This could be just as long. So,
strap in. It's decent, is it?
Yeah,
it's decent. I've seen some bum reviews of it, but
no, don't listen. Proper movie, proper film.
Wicked.
Enjoyed it.
Okay.
It took the kids. It was fire. Talking of an Odyssey, this has been a great week. Like lots of content, lots to talk about. Training camp. Obviously, something coming up. Big news for all Niner fans, but we'll get to that. And it's been a great week. I've enjoyed it.
It has been a fantastic week. Right, before we get cracking, then we'll cut all the red tape, all the bull. We'll get straight onto this.
Name that Niner.
I don't know. I don't know if you remembered about this, had you, Mr. Baldock?
No, I don't. This is probably my thing I think about all week. It's terrifying.
Right. Very famous. But I've
tricky
back in, here it is.
Okay. Oh, okay. Broncos, Oakland. Okay. Eagles.
Clues when you require them. I can go offense or defense first if you want.
Let me think. Super Bowl, Eagles. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have. Oh, hang on. Let me think. No, give me a O or D.
Defense.
Oh, jeez. Okay. No, man. I think you've got me on this one.
Okay, so linebacker.
Yeah. I can't think of a linebacker that's played for the Eagles, though.
Interception in Super Bowl 24.
Oh, man. Nah, I can't get this one, dude.
Number.
I think. Oh, the number's not going to help me.
Oh, is it not? Oh, all right. Okay. He's been in some football films as well. He's been in, like, when we talked about...
Unnecessary Roughness.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was that one. The one I'm thinking of had a remake. He was in the remake of a 70s film.
Oh, The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh.
First name the same as our best ever head coach.
Oh. We're talking Romanowski?
Yeah, baby. Bill Romanowski.
No. I had no idea. I could not remember him playing for the Eagles, dude.
No. How long was that? It was only a year, look.
Only a year.
And then I remember
I said it straight away. As soon as I saw the Eagles, I was like, that's confusing.
Yeah. But I remember him with the Broncos. I remember him with the Raiders as well.
Yeah.
But Bill Romanowski. I remember him in one of the guards in the longest yard.
That was a good one, dude. That was a challenging one.
Well, there's more to come. I should be keeping a track of these. I've not been keeping a track, but hey, never mind. It's all good.
That's the first one I would say I've missed.
I think so. I think it is.
That's a proper miss. I mean, I was like, hey, his name is Bill Rowe.
Well, so you wouldn't have got it from 53 then either. You'd have got Navarro Bowman.
There we go. But like, damn, he's old. Okay.
Oh, good stuff. Hey, you've got loads going in your head from training camp. You're allowed one miss. Let's get straight into it.
First quarter.
So first quarter, as always, is Niles.
Nile.
It's been a long week. Niels, Niner, Nuggets. We're going to just drop onto all the hot takes, the news coming out of Santa Clara this week. And go on, Neil, what are we starting with?
There's only one place to start, and it's not the punter battle. That's later. We're going to go with DEEBO. He's back, baby. Let's go. I cannot believe it. I know we spoke about this last week. We're like, he was a little bit frustrated. He wanted to get back in with the team, but he's back. I mean, I think obviously Pearsall's knee injury looks like he's going for surgery, and Christian Kirk got sidelined as well with a calf strain. They mean they've reunited with the guy. I mean, there he is. I think he's going to wear number 19, right, as well.
Yeah, he is. He saw
Yeah,
Jacob Cowing's now taken number 6, which is
that's right.
interesting because I want to. What's Mustafa taken now? Then, if I've
Yeah,
not seen Mustafa, is he? Have you noticed that or not?
no, because he's been out with a strained hamstring. We'll go to that in a minute. So I've not
Yeah,
seen much of him. So, but yeah, but Samuel is on a 1-year deal. I think worth up to 7 mil, but I think it's pretty much incentive laden contract. Obviously spent 6 years with us, invented that wide back position, I think, whatever they called it.
yeah,
Went to Washington last year, 700 yards plus
yeah.
6 TDs. So I don't think it's going to be the same guy we saw back in 21. However, I'm just stoked how happy all the players are.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, all of the tweets and all of the stuff, they're just stoked to have him back.
We'll talk about it a little bit later again when we talk about Dre Greenlaw. But DEEBO is he's that high energy guy, isn't he? He's versatile. Kyle knows how to use him if he's in good shape and he can stay injury free, because that obviously curtailed a lot of his production at the back end of when he was with the Niners. You know, he does bring that something different. He hasn't got to be that wide receiver one now. You know, in the past when he's been with us, there was him and Ayuk, and there was an argument really about who was receiver one. Evans is that wide receiver one. Can he be that wide receiver two? Will Demarcus Robinson's looking good? We'll talk about all this later. But I just think I'm just looking forward to the walkouts again. Him and Trent with the boombox.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's going to be so good. But there was one interesting thing. I think it's the 5th team ever, and most of these teams is like 1 or 2 games where their skill positions are all in their 30s. So you're going to have Evans, Deebo, Juszczyk, Kittle, McCaffrey, all in the 30s, all 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where he gets in, but yeah, he's trending quick to be with all these injuries to be a huge asset for the team, and he gets what he wants. So yeah, could not be happier.
And maybe now he's gone away and seen that the grass isn't necessarily greener, you know, and obviously when he left, he was after more money. You know, he arguing. You could argue that he was a little greedy. Maybe now he comes back just wanting to play football and almost comes back home, and if he can take that kind of, there was a little bit of a diva attitude with him, I think, towards the end. And he can get rid of that and just come in, producing, playing football, and because ultimately he hasn't got to be the man, but he if he can just be a cog in a championship team, then yeah. But like you say, I always think me and you, we said this right in week 1, we're very rose-tinted spectacle Niner fans. We love these sort of stories, and DEEBO. When DEEBO left, as much as he didn't produce, it wasn't good. I didn't like the fact he was leaving. So for him to come back, to get that 19 jersey on as well, again, I think anyone who takes the number 1 jersey, there's a little bit of look at me type thing in there, you know. So for him to actually come back, and he couldn't have the 1 jersey anyway because Pearsall's got it now. But yeah, I'm really excited for what it'll bring. So let's go straight off the back of that and talk about those injuries. We're literally a week into camp, and already it's looking like mid-season for Niners.
Yeah. Pearsall's done his. So it sounded like his PCL injury was a little bit worse, and I think they talked about doing surgery back in February, and they wanted to wait. It sounded, there's been contention in the media, obviously, should they wait it or not, but it was going to be a year out anyway. So sounds like it was, the latest feedback I've been reading is like it was the correct thing to wait. But he's probably going to have surgery and out for the year. Jordan James, I texted you after day 1, I think, and said he was cooking, and then our mate Warner punched him in the rib and broke his rib. So that's not the best start, but that's obviously opened up the running back position for Black. Mustafa's got his strained hamstring. Christian Kirk, is a calf injury. Vidarian Lowe, high ankle sprain, so he might be out for a fair while. And Holton's got a knee bone bruise, so we'll see what that is. But obviously the concern there is wide receiver. I mean, we were looking at Kirk and Pearsall. Obviously you've got Robinson, but like we said before, it's opened the window for Stribling big time. But yeah, more injuries, dude. But I don't think it's anything more than, I've looked around, it's no more than any other team.
No,
it really isn't.
I'm
just highly sensitive to it.
Yeah, you're right. Well, we are. Anytime injuries and Niners come together, everyone's like, "Oh, same. Here we go again." Like you say, the receiver room was the concern. I think it was always a concern with Kirk coming in, wasn't it? You know, he's come off an injury-ridden last couple of years as well, and age isn't on his side either. So I think there was always that concern how durable Christian Kirk would be. Pearson and Kirk going down, like you say, opens the door not only for DEEBO coming back, and that was all. That could be in almost like an insurance policy behind the likes of Demarcus Robinson. People saying coming out of the first week of camp, Robinson's had obviously a full off season now with the Niners. Obviously, he was productive towards the back end, looked good in the Philadelphia playoff game. So he could step up and really bring something. But as you mentioned to me before we started the recording, Stribling's looking hot in camp. Watkins and Cowan as well, still knocking on the door, see what they can do. So actually, receiver-wise, with the addition of DEEBO, I don't personally think we're in a much of a different situation.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's, if anything, I think Stribling, I kind of see Stribling maybe even force his way into number 2, honestly. And then, because you're not going to be looking for DEEBO to hit 7 for 130 every game, right? It's going to be those jet sweeps, those take the ball 5 yards out, turn it into some 40-yard rumble, just get the crowd and get the offense going. That's what I'll be looking for from DEEBO. So actually, we'll see how it goes, but I'm just bummed to Pearsall. I like that guy. I wanted to see him play. I know we saw him play that time. I think he's just so smooth, and hopefully this injury doesn't impact his route running in the future.
Yeah, sure. We always say the best ability is availability, and unfortunately, Ricky in his first few years has not had that particular ability, has he? Bless him. Going back to DEEBO very quick, if you looked at how Washington used him in the majority last year, they use him on those little bubble screens. Stepping back off the line from the slot position, step back off the line, get the ball in his hands behind the line of scrimmage, pull the guard and the tackle around, and let him just recreate that Yak brother situation. Kittle will be loving that going back. So like you say, he still looked to have a little bit in the tank with Washington last year, and all being well, we can see a revival for that. The one that worries me most in terms of these whole injuries is you look at Vidarian Lowe, obviously a free agent we brought over to try and shore up the offensive line. As you said, a high ankle sprain is going to keep him out for a good while if it is one of those high ankle sprains, and whether they recover back, and if they're ever right throughout the season, that's a trouble. And we were really high on Grayson Holton as well, weren't we, the rookie? So like you said, hopefully that knee bone bruise doesn't keep him sidelined very long. And we were weak at safety anyway. Mustafa, this human cannibal. If I think to myself, if we had Warner, Mustafa, and Greenlaw back there, they're like 3 just missiles, aren't they, in the backfield? So
crazy,
but again,
we'll
Mustafa's got his share of injury history as well. So let's hope that that's not too serious as well, because I think on the back end that could be really damaging to us, particularly if we do get the pass rush working as we hope we will with that revamped defensive line. And Kyle, obviously good to see Kyle out there, even though he's just an observer. But and we've not necessarily, I don't think, you're going to go on to that next, so I'm not going to go on there. We'll go new players first, then we'll talk about Kyle.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so just a few new players. Obviously talked about DEEBO. Also brought in another receiver, Trenton Irwin. He's just going to be special teams, probably just a bit of a bubble player. The biggest thing for us, I think, is Kevin Givens is back. So re-signed on a 1-year deal. He's familiar with the team, obviously, rotational tackle, but he's probably got a good, strong chance to make this roster. A couple of edge players in Quinton Bell and KJ Henry. I don't know much about Henry, to be honest with you, but I know Bell, he's proper fast. He's one of the fastest, probably, edge players in the league. So maybe he's back competing for some backup role, maybe special teams there. And then we brought in another tight end as well. So I think that's probably just going to be a training camp body while Kittle remains on the PUP.
I'd have thought so. Kittle's looking good. They're working at the side as well, looking really strong.
Yeah, those videos, those little hops over the little hurdles and stuff.
There you go.
Pretty good. Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely. And then on to Shanahan then. Obviously, we're all aware he had that accident where he's got real banged up. But I heard somebody in the media say he's done this week what Mike Vrabel from the Patriots didn't do. He's basically held his hand up and gone, hey, my fault.
Yes, fair. Yeah, and honestly, I didn't realize he was in a Tesla, and I think the biggest mistake he made is putting it in self-drive mode, dude. I don't know what you're doing. So anyway, but yeah, apparently he was reaching for his phone, went straight across a center line, head on into another car. I think it was a 21-year-old. I think she's okay. I don't think she went to hospital or anything. But yeah, it was kind of. Obviously, he made a huge mistake. I don't know what's going to come out of it. But as you said, at least he held up. Held his hands up and said, "Yeah, this is my fault." But yeah, I think the biggest thing as far as training camp goes is apparently he's staying later. He's coming in at the same time, but staying later every day. Apparently, noise is still a big thing for him. Apparently, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, Lots of stuff in the media said they should have released it earlier, so on and so forth. I think a lot of noise and a lot of complaining, to be honest with you. But yeah, hopefully he looks like he's fixing. So we'll see.
Yeah. The last I heard, he hadn't been cited for anything, and obviously that could change as well. But again, I think he's drawn a lot of praise from actually coming, because originally it said it wasn't his fault. The reports in the media said it wasn't his fault, and I think he's drawn a lot of praise from beat writers in the media, basically saying he's come out. I wasn't on the phone, but like you say, it slipped off between the seats. So I was reaching over for it, took me off the road, and yeah, there you go. So, but yeah, so I think morally he's come out well, even if physically he's going to take a while to heal. But yeah, good news on that. And this next one actually really excites me if this pulls off.
Yeah. So Jeremy Fowler from ESPN, he reported Vita Vea, who I followed for a while. Obviously, I mean, I think he went to. Did he go to UW? I think he might have done. He might have been local. Not 100%, but yeah, I mean, he's requested a trade after his contract talks stalled. So obviously, it's a huge fit for the Niners. We've been looking for it. I think it's somebody who you want to play for. He's obviously one of the premier run defenders in the league and would boost the interior pass rush as well, especially if you, pair him up with Osa in there. So got plenty of cap space. It would probably be a 1-year deal. But then Tampa Bay have come out this week and said they're reluctant to move him. Their general manager said pretty much only if injuries or other circumstances change in the camp, but it looks possible, but far from imminent. So, yeah, but I mean, come on. It's an arms race now in the NFC West. So if you can pick up a player like him with Bosa coming back, picking up Osa, Drake, I mean, yeah, come on. This dream for a few minutes is just amazing.
Vita just keeps the middle quiet. There's Vita Vea there at nose tackle. You know, it is literally a blocked highway all the way through. So, yeah, it'll be amazing. And like you said, he's a West Coast guy, isn't he? He wants to come back over to California, I hear. So that would be brilliant. But like you say, maybe we dream. I didn't think we spoke about whether DEEBO was going to come back. Look, another week in football, week in training camp, anything can happen.
Anything at all. And I'm just going to check his college now because that's frustrating me.
Okay.
But he's just a player. And we'll talk about it later, but we'll see. Yeah, he did. He played for UW. So he was
cool.
Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year in 2017. So, yeah, I mean, he's a player. So, yeah, we'll just see how it goes. But,
Brilliant.
I mean,
well,
and you've seen also that we're playing a lot more 5-man fronts as well.
Yes, yeah.
So, I mean,
which he'd fit in for that perfectly. He would. Now the good folk we've kept the good folk waiting there. We've kept them waiting all the way through, nearly 18 minutes in. This is what they want to hear about. Tell us about this punter battle.
It's crazy, dude. Corliss Waitman and Jack Baumeister are just going crazy out there in training camp. Yeah, nothing's happened. I thought it might be a fun little lead off, but yeah, I mean, basically, they have no idea. Waitman's obviously the favorite, I think, to handle week 1, but Baumeister, I don't know, maybe developmental option. I think we said he got signed onto a 3-year contract, right? So
wow.
Yeah, so who knows? But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah.
With all due respect to punters, and I've never played the position. I used to play rugby and kick the ball out of hand a little bit, but with all the margins between one and another have to be so small that you're going to pick between. Do you not think?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe. But like we said earlier, if you can just flip the field by an extra 5 yards, maybe it's worth doing, and maybe that's what they're looking for. But we'll just skip on. Anyway, news that came this morning. I just checked the news before we came on. Parag Marath, he's now leaving the Niners after 25 years. Wow. Focused full-time on Leeds United and Rangers FC, so he's going over to the football, soccer world, as you want. He's been the NFL's probably one of the most influential salary cap negotiators in the NFL. He's shaped our roster for a long time now. Although I did read this morning and a few Niner talking head kind of people, like they're kind of happy he's leaving. So we'll see. Maybe he doesn't open the checkbook as much as people want. But Brian Hampton, he's a 22-year-old vet of the organization. He's going to take over all the money side of things. So but it's a long time. Niner executive has left the building after 25 years. So that's pretty big news.
Interesting. Well, he's going to have his work cut out with Leeds and Rangers anyway, isn't he?
Yeah. That's 2 huge teams.
Yes,
especially Rangers. Yes. I mean, I didn't realize they were involved with Rangers quite so much as well. So that's a big thing.
And finally, then, just a little bit about week 1 travel when the Niners go down to Melbourne.
Yeah, I thought this was super interesting. I kind of read a lot about this, and it came out of an interview with Sean McVay. And he was talking about when they went to London, they basically arrived the day before, walloped Jacksonville, like I think 35-7, and then basically just left. Just like, oh, yeah, you went that one? Nice.
Yeah.
It said this like flew in.
Yeah, play the game.
Kicked some butt, flew home. Done.
Get the hell out of Dodge.
And apparently he's going to try that again for the Australia game, which a little different. It's a tiny bit further for people who don't know their geography. But the Niners doing something completely different. They're planning to leave, and Shanahan's been very open about this plan. They're going to leave on September 2nd, arrive on the 4th, a full week before the September 11th kickoff game. And he's going to do 3 to 4 days fully to adjust to the time difference. So they're going to prioritize acclimatization rather than just showing up and playing. So this is a big thing. I mean, because it may influence how, like, teams approach these international games in the future.
Yeah.
And a completely different approach. I kind of think that, I traveled to Europe from the US coast a fair bit, and I guess it's not as far, but jet lag's a thing, dude. So
yeah,
I'm like,
it really is.
I'm like, don't know. I'm kind of interested. I'm sure Matt Stafford, he was talking about how long the flight would be and if his back could stick up to it. So who knows? we'll see how it goes. But crazy contrast in how they're approaching that.
Well, the nice thing is obviously it's game 1, isn't it? So they could leave however many, 2 weeks before. When it's during the regular season, they don't have that luxury. So the fact that it is on week 1. So, but yeah, really interesting to see them both doing that. It makes complete sense, as you mentioned. Jet lag is no joke, and if you're comfortable in a country just living and being, and then you can concentrate on the football side of things, I think that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, it'll be really interesting. Really interesting. Wow, well, that's nearly 25 minutes, buddy, just on the first quarter. And I think that Niner Nuggets are just going to get bigger and bigger every week as we get into the season. Some great work, then some really interesting things coming up as well. So, but most of all, DEEBO. We can hope. Here we go.
Cannot wait, dude. Cannot wait.
Okay. Second quarter.
Okay, then. So second quarter, we're going to get into training camp with a little bit more detail. So second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, they're all going to be about training camp. We're going to look at each day in the second quarter. Then we're going to focus on the offense in the third, and then the defense in the fourth quarter. So kind of day by day grades, Neil. Yeah, for training camp week 1.
Yeah. So day 1, I think it was a solid B+. I think they played really well. Offensive player of the day, without a doubt, was Mike Evans. Dude, he's so good. It's crazy to see and just having a real professional out there.
Yes.
He's just, and you've seen him on the podium. He's legit. And he had a deep completion from Purdy. He looked healthy, comfortable, just looked so good. And I think he's already been clear and far away the top target that Purdy's ever had. He's he's legit, dude. Defensive player of the day, Marcus Seigel. So I think he's with Malik Mustafa getting injured, I think he's made a step up. I mean, he was the player of the day on defense. So really good day for him. We've already spoken about the injuries, so I won't talk about those.
But that's a shame, isn't it? Because that was day 1. Kirk, Lowe, and Holton all went down on day 1. And I think Romello Height went down as well, didn't he? But that was fortunately, I think he got carted off, but it ended up being just cramps, real bad cramps. Yeah,
it was cramp. Yeah, and obviously you have Kittle, Garendo, Williams, and Collins on the pup, so opportunities for people. But the biggest takeaway from day 1 was just how organized everything looked, even though Shanahan wasn't there.
Yeah,
Purdy looked fire. McCaffrey just looked. I think he looked better than he's looked for a long time. He just looked fast. He looked ready. And then the biggest takeaway I thought on defense was Raheem Morris, the 5-man defensive fronts opened up practice like that. And I think it's a clear sign. And we'll talk about that at the end of this, just the impact that defense is going to have. So a great day 1 with Evans being the star.
You love that, like you mentioned, the fact that even though Kyle's not there, this well-oiled machine, everybody knows the role. All the veterans know what's going on, the assistant coaches. And as a head coach and a general manager, you've got to kind of step back there and actually go, do you know what? even without Shanahan there, we've done our job over these last 5-6 years and built this that it can just run on its own automatically.
Yeah, we spoke about it last week as well. Like the amount of NFL and head coaching experience, even in the coordinators, right? They've been around. They know what they're doing. So yeah, it's a good team. So day 2, I gave this a B+ as well. I thought played well. Biggest thing for me this day was after you and I spoke about James on day 1, how played well, but Kalen Black took his opportunity and he looks good. Caffrey says he looks good. Everybody's saying he looks good. He could be a real find, I think, even though we kind of maybe thought we may have reached, but he looks fire, dude. And it wasn't quite pads yet, but he looked good. On the defensive side, Fred came to play. He was fully healthy, controlled the middle of the field, came away with an interception off Purdy as well. And like we spoke before, and I think this is one of the things you love with Greenlaw back. Yeah, there they are. It's just cannot wait. It looks so good. It just looks so good.
Fred kind of looked a little lost last year, didn't he? Because he got all these guys around him, but he didn't have his boy, and now they just look. They almost do one without the other is only half a guy. And now that they're both back in camp and Dre looks healthy as well, and it's just so exciting. It really is. That with DEEBO as well, it's just the classic getting the band back together. And some will go, yeah, but the band are knocking on a bit. The band are old. Well, yeah, they are, but it's so exciting.
Yeah, and I think the big takeaway from day 2 is just like if the offense won day 1, defense won day 2. Several interceptions. I think this was Mac Jones' worst day. He had a pretty rough day today, I think, that day. But then on the defense as well, like Renato Green started to separate himself in the cornerback competition. So he had a major breakup, didn't allow a completion through, I think, the first 2 days of all these drills. So he stepped up as well. So it was a good day for the defense on day 2.
And my mistake, Romello Height was carted off on day 2. Yeah, not day 1.
There you go.
So, but nevertheless, when Grayson Holton went down as a rookie, then you saw Height go down. You go, oh my days, because these guys were wanting these guys to make an impact from almost day 1, weren't we?
Yeah. That's what you're looking for. You're hoping, but yeah, I think it was a good day for the D.
2 days in, all good.
And then day 3, I think it was a huge improvement. I really do. There was injuries. I think the team coped well. Offensive player of the day was the rookie. So Stribling came out. He was on fire, dude. He's showing his side, his speed, his catch radius. He just looks so smooth. I saw some criticism of his breaks, especially when he's coming across in front of a player, but he looks smooth, dude. And you could just see that they were trying to find him the ball like as much as they can. So it was a huge day for him. So it was really good stuff.
I've heard a lot of people criticizing his route running and like you say, not being precise in his route running. But what he lacks in that, he makes up for in athleticism and speed and breakaway speed and the hands are good as well. So good stuff.
Yeah, and then on the D side, this was Dre Greenlaw's day. So Greenlaw stripped McCaffrey, recovered the ball, scored a tutty, and then another tackle for loss. So they looked good. This was the day that Pearsall got injured, so that gave the opportunity to obviously to Stribling. This is the day that James fractured his rib. Mustafa joined Kirklow and Houghton on the sidelines. This was a rough day. This was probably the worst injury day, but I think it allowed everybody else to step up, and we had probably one of the best days of the week. This was the cleanest day as far as passing. Purdy went 14 of 18. Robertson and Jordan Watkins took advantage of the extra reps, so they looked great. And then Jaya Brown, so he remained the constant at safety. And everybody else rotated behind him, but he looks good. So everything looked great. I think the defense was really starting to show themselves. But Purdy, he was purring this day, man. He was a really good. I mean, I watched a Chase Daniel. I think we'll talk about it later. We watched a Chase Daniels breakdown of his release.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It does look good. Jaya Brown is one who's got to have a really good camp. There's a lot of question marks in my mind around Jaya Brown. So it's good that he's making strides this early into camp. On to day 4 then. Day 4 looking good at the grading.
Yeah, I think this was their best day. Pads came on, which is obviously way more energy. Mike Evans as well. This is player of the day again on offense. This is like, he's dominated. I don't know if you saw that one-handed catch he made over Upton Stout. Yeah, I mean, I think he told Purdy, he goes, I'm 6'5". I know what I'm doing. Even when I'm covered, I'm open. Just throw it up. And he praised Purdy's throw, and he just went and got it. And it was like, yeah, that's going to be what we want to see in those short, red zone offensive moments. So, and then, then Fred came to play. First padded practice since his ankle injury. He was just crazy. We'll talk about it now. But there was a couple of scuffles. I mean, I think they said they didn't want it, but there was Greenlaw had late contact on McCaffrey, and they got into it. Yeah. And then Warner went in on Jake Tonjes, and they got into it. Chris Foster, he was not happy. He says he's just wasting time, but I think the fans kind of like it. I mean, it's like intensity, right? It's what you want to see.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's good stuff.
And then when you see them interviewed afterwards, obviously the media are trying to go, is there anything in it? And they're bound to play it down. But I heard Christian McCaffrey say, he said, Dre Greenlaw is possibly my favorite player in the NFL. And he was when I played against him. And to have him on my team, he's just an incredibly energy and everything he brings. So, these guys are pros and they're out there because of the best and they're wanting to be the best. And in the heat of battle, these things are going to spark up because at the end of the day, they're human beings, but I think it's healthy. I do really think it's healthy to have that.
Yeah, I don't think they crossed the line ever. No. There was no punches thrown. There was a lot of pushing. I mean, it was good. So that was it. I think the important thing from the 4 days, looking at the teams as a whole, even with the injuries, the team seemed to get better and better each day. And I was really kind of like, okay, are these grades too high? I'm trying to am I just being too? But I think the fact that Evans was in there. I think the fact Stribling came on, Black came on.
Yeah.
I think the cornerbacks looked good. Obviously, Greenlaw back. I think everything just looked better. And then, let's take a minute to talk about the defense, because I think that's the biggest change up. I was seeing what Raheem Morris is going to do.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing here is we're very used to a 4-man front, but he used a lot of 5-man fronts, wider edge alignments, defenses on the end standing up before the snap count, really going for it. So this should make the pass rush less predictable. Where's it coming from? Usually you would see Greenlaw on the weak side, just going, causing chaos and always swapping over. But apparently he didn't. He sometimes stayed over on the strong side, so where the tight ends line up, and it was just a little bit less predictable, which I think allowed the secondary to then just to do their thing a little bit more.
Well, I think as well, when you're running so you're almost like running a 5-man front with 2 linebackers, aren't you? But when those 2 linebackers are Warner and Dre, you've got that kind of, you can rely that they're going to do what they should, and they know each other's game inside out. So there's not going to be any. They've almost got this subconscious link between them, haven't they, where one knows what the other's doing even without any verbal communication, which gives you that opportunity to put your 5 on the front and vary where the blitz and the pressure is coming from. And like you said, if that's keeping the quarterback thinking about that's going to help the secondary, et cetera, et cetera. It's complementary football through all 3 levels of the D. But I think you can only do that when you've got a linebacker tandem like Fred and Dre.
Absolutely. And that allows, and I think we've seen a lot of deep, plenty of cushion on the defense, especially on the secondary for years now. They seem to be way more aggressive. Lots of pressure, a lot of press and just off coverage. But that meant the safeties more being tested in man-to-man situations. So
sure,
that's going to help. I mean, that's going to help the cornerbacks, more pressure on the safeties. We saw, Mustafa get his injury. But then that allows, and also then trust your linebackers to cover that middle ground. So overall, though, more varied, more aggressive, more adaptable. And I think the goal is not just relying on Nick Bosa to create pressure, but a bit of scheming going on as well. So all in all, I was chuffed, mate. I was like, yeah, this is the kind of aggressive defense I want to see.
Yeah, we do. And we've got to generate more pressure. We've got to get more sacks. We can't be last in the league in with that, because we will get taken apart regardless of how good our offense is, rather. Good stuff. So all in all, a really good first week. Injuries, but injuries are part of the game. Next man up philosophy. We'll break it down a little bit more after half time. But for now, it's another time to challenge Mr. Neil Baldock.
Halftime.
Okay. I kind of thought this week, I was thinking about what we could do half time. I didn't want to necessarily rely on the quiz book again. So I kind of thought DEEBO's come back. He was number 1. He's now number 19. It got me started thinking about numbers and what we've got. So I kind of thought we've obviously retired a number of players over the season, okay, over the years rather. And these are the retired players. Okay. So there are the players in there where their numbers are no longer used. All right. So I just wondered, how many of those can you get? And like, you know, even my family would get a few of them. Equally, I mean, I put this together 3 or 4 days ago. I've got one graphic like this, and I've got another graphic with the numbers on. And even having put it through 3 or 4 days ago, I'm struggling with numbers. So I'm going to do this with you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I can go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. How many do you think you've got?
I think I can do 5 off the bat without even thinking, to be honest with you. So I think we could do. I mean, how do you want me to get Brody? Brody was 12.
Yeah, I reckon Brody's 12. Yeah.
Montana.
Obviously, yeah.
Tricky. I think Perry was 34.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's 34. Lot 42. Dwight Clark 87. So those were like, they were pretty cemented. I think do you agree with all of those? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I do.
And then you go into Hugh McElhenney, so running back. I'm like, oh, older one. So I'm guessing he's in the 30s, not 33.
No.
I think, no.
Roger.
So, yeah, so this is one where I don't know.
I'm thinking not 35, because the 35 was Dexter Carter. That was one of the 35s. No doubt there's others, but these are one that springs to mind.
I'm thinking 7 or 8 for him.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Because it just doesn't. 31, 32, 33, 34, we've all just had. 35.
Can you think of a 36?
No, I can't. So I think he's a 37 or 38 is what I would guess. Because they didn't play much 20s back then in running backs.
No. I'm going 36 for McElhenney.
Yeah, okay. Right. Oh, we skipped Jimmy Johnson. I haven't got a clue, dude. I don't know. I don't know what numbers they were wearing. Corner, right? So I don't think what corner. So
yeah,
they're in the 20s or 30s.
I want to say 27.
Because back then they were pretty strict on which.
Yeah, they were position
numbers they wore, right? So corners tended to be in the 20s.
They did. I'm going 27. I've written it down. Charlie Kruger, Leo Nomalini, and Bob Sinclair. Obviously, I'm pretty sure they're all in the 70s.
Yeah, they're linemen, right? So
put it this way.
D-line, right?
I do know that these are in ascending order. So, you know, I know that. So that's the process of elimination. So from 12 to 87, everything else is in between those.
Okay, so Kruger was D-line, right?
Yeah.
We talked about him in the top team when we had El Presidente on.
We did.
So, yeah, but these next 3, I mean, I could choose anything. But if you're like, I don't know.
I've got a feeling in one of them. I was going to say 77, but Bubba Parrish was 77. Yeah.
Was Sinclair 79? No, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's quite a good. Wasn't Harris Barton 79?
Maybe.
No.
If it didn't retire. Oh. But when did they retire the number? I don't know. That's hard, dude. They're all in the 70s.
Right, let's have a look.
71, 75, and 79.
Right, I'll write them down. 71, 75, and 79.
That's spread out.
I don't think, but we'll have a look anyway. Right, we'll get rid of that. Here are the answers.
Okay.
So 34, you got 34 right. Jimmy Johnson, 37.
Would never have got that.
Oh, well, I said 27, but 37. Oh, McElhenney. I should have realised actually when I said it was ascending order and we got 34, then 27. That wouldn't have worked anyway. But 34, 37, 39 for McElhenney. Remember, only lot 70, 73, and 79. You're right with Sinclair.
Yeah.
But 70 and 73.
I think I remember Sinclair just because we did so much on like that team, like who were the and I didn't really know who he was, so I just remember looking at a few pictures, but I never would have got. I don't think I'd have got the other two. They were just straight guesses, and then 2 off here though. Young and Rice are off here as well, right?
Oh, of course they are. Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that was good though. That's
quite enjoyed that. But and again, I consider myself quite a big I consider myself a massive 49ers fan. And then I look at that and kind of go, well, I didn't know those retired numbers. I need to slap myself on the wrist and get myself some sort of reality check because that's embarrassing.
So are we saying that they didn't and haven't retired Roger Craig's number?
No, I don't think they have. I think
they haven't, have they?
No, I'm just 33 still up there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, personally.
Particularly now he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's coming this year. Maybe there's a halftime ceremony coming up, and they're gonna retire his number.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
And deserved.
That was fun, dude. That was a head scratcher.
It shouldn't be, but it was. Okay, let's get straight back into training camp.
Third quarter.
Okay, then. So we have a look at each day and grading the days. Now we're going to break it down. Third quarter is going to be all about the offense, and fourth quarter will focus on defense. So on with the third to begin with. Then let's break it down, sort of position by position. So let's go with QBs. Overall grade for the QBs for the first 4 days.
Yeah, I think I put this at a B+. Purdy was an A, maybe an A-. He's clearly a franchise quarterback, dude. He knows what he's doing. Like I said here, I've got some roll. I'm going to scroll down and look at what Chase Daniels went through it. Like his mechanics are just like perfect now.
Yeah,
keeps his eyes downfield. They showed this drill where he's like running backwards between like pads and jumping over them.
Yeah,
but he was like saying the veteran stuff that even like checking to see if there's like a loose ball behind him before he runs back so he doesn't roll his ankle. There was all these little things that he was picking up on, which we would never do as fans.
No.
Just like keeping his elbow in. But yeah, his mechanics have improved. He just looks cleaner, faster. Pocket movement was legit. Yeah, and he was like saying like he just reminds him just like so much of like just Drew Brees now, just so compact. And if we end up anywhere near that kind of like that level of play, I mean, he's just looks so good. But then the other two quarterbacks were pretty rough. Mac Jones, I thought he had 2 interceptions on day 1, and then Curtis Rourke as well that didn't play well. So I think Mac Jones got a little bit better. His best performance was on day 4. But I think all in all, and I think we'll see this through all of the offense, I think clearly our starters are really legit. I think they're looking real good. The depth maybe not so great, but yeah, quarterback room was all about Purdy and just looking great.
I sometimes wonder about Mac Jones in the situation because Mac Jones seems like an absolute diamond geezer, as you'd say over here. But he just seems to be joking all the time, doesn't he? He's just dancing and joking, and you kind of wonder, yes, he could possibly be a starter on another franchise, but does he just like where he's at, and therefore he knows maybe he doesn't have to work quite as hard to keep that number 2 role, and therefore in this camp particularly, maybe I'm being unfair, but in this camp particularly, therefore he's a bit off because he's not as focused. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm being really unfair to Mac Jones because we saw him in relief of Purdy last year really do the business and really be serious. And maybe he's just that sort of character whereby between the whistles, he's snapped on it, and then literally outside that whistle, outside the white, outside the sideline, he's just the Mac Jones that we see on the media.
Yeah, maybe it's just a rough outing as well. Maybe just a rough week, and maybe you'll bounce back next week. And we spoke about that before with Kittle, right? Like in between the whistles, he's the best.
Yeah.
And outside of that, he's absolutely goofing. So
all the time.
All the time.
Running backs then.
Running backs, I thought looked really good. Again, probably a B+ on this stuff, but McCaffrey looked amazing. He looks so good. But I think the biggest news out of the running backs is Kalen Black. Probably one of the biggest surprises of camp. We'll talk about Stribling in a minute, but I think what we like about him is his one cut north-south decisiveness, just going for it, mate. He took full advantage of Mr. James's injury, which was a bit of a shame for him. But yeah, dude, I think we've got a legit number 2. I think everybody's happy about it. I think he's ready to go. And then the other running backs, we'll call up that bit like Juice, obviously best fullback in the league. I think you know what you're going to get for him. But Jordan James getting injured, obviously his grades cooked. And then Patrick Taylor, I mean, plenty of extra work with James sideline, but didn't produce anything really in the camp. So I think the biggest news out of there is Kalen Black, mate.
We've got to make sure we use him. Come on,
No.
Kyle, use him. Keep Christian healthy and use Kalen Black because he's shown all the potential in this first week and he's only going to get better. Absolutely. On to the receivers then. We've spoken a lot about the receiver room over these last few weeks, and we've spoken a lot today as well. But you've graded the whole room as a B+, with obviously Evans cementing that number one spot rather, and giving him an A-.
Yeah, I mean, just spectacular. I mean, it's so nice. You don't realize how good these players are, right? Like, you see them play every week.
Yeah.
I don't watch many Bucks games, but yeah, I mean, obviously, but he was just so good. But I think the breakout star, if it wasn't Black, it was Stribling. I really do. I think he earned praise from teammates and coaches. You know, them obviously bigging him up a little bit, but yeah, he just looks. Even Evans said it. He's future number one receiver written all over him. So let's hope it's not too much hype. Robinson looked really good. Watkins looked really good. Cowing looked good. But then what brings it down, the whole grade for the group, was obviously the injuries to Pearsall and Kirk. But I think overall as a whole, and obviously Deebo's not even there yet. So he hadn't signed the paperwork quite in time, I don't think, to practice. I think he might practice today, though.
Is there a chance Christian Kirk doesn't make this roster?
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised because you're going to keep Cowing in, right, for his return ability.
Yeah.
Obviously, Deebo's in there now. DeMarcus Robinson, he played well last year as well.
He did.
So it could really come down now to Watkins and Kirk, honestly.
That's exactly my thoughts. And Watkins knows the offense a little better, having been with the Niners for as long as he has. Yes, Christian Kirk has got the numbers to back him up, and he's been around the league and been productive. But yeah, it could be interesting. That really could be interesting. That calf injury is not going to help Christian Kirk's plight to make this 53 at all. But yeah, it's exciting. Me and you, I've said it already. We're excited about the quarterbacks. We're excited about the running backs. We're excited about the receivers. We're never excited about the tight ends, though.
Well, you don't have to be. You got Kittle, right? It's easy. Obviously, we saw him on the sideline, but I think Jake Tonjes played well. He's quietly become one of the most reliable players on the offense. He's a really good tight end too. And Luke Farrell, I mean, just a solid. I mean, the thing is with him, especially as we spoke about earlier with DEEBO, right? You put him in as an extra blocking tight end. You could even pull him, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
He may not get much attention, but he can block, dude. And if that's going to free up an extra few yards for DEEBO, there could be something there. And then we spoke about Josiah. I don't know how you're saying DeGuara, maybe
DeGuara, something like that. Yeah,
he didn't sign in time to play either, but I think this is a good grade. I think this is B's all the way through.
Yeah,
but with Kittle not playing, so I mean not practicing, so that's all good. But yeah, so I think we just take a look at that. I mean, you're looking at Purdy, McCaffrey, Evans, Kittle, Stribling, Black. I mean, it's looking good to me, mate.
But again, even without the production, you look at the leadership as well.
Yeah,
Purdy, McCaffrey, Evans, Kittle. That's just, and then Trent Williams don't come onto the offensive line yet. But then those first five, the leadership there with Purdy, McCaffrey, Evans, Kittle, Williams. Wow, unbelievable. And I suppose now the one last thing to look at is the offense. The offensive line. And this was an area that was an issue last year. Without Trent, it will continue to be an issue, and in the next couple of years, unless we find some real diamonds in the rough, and where these guys develop, it's going to be the one thing I think that could hold us back.
Yeah. I gave these guys a B. Trent Williams, again, we don't need to spend time on him. Just A+, A-, whatever you want to call it. He's an A player, right?
Yeah.
He's just the best, right? We'll get back to left guard position in a minute, but Brendel played well, Pooney played well, McKivitz played well. But I think the biggest thing here is the left guard position. So Connor Colby got the starting reps. He actually played pretty well, but he was exposed in a lot of pass protection issues. So maybe a C, maybe a B- on him. And then his backup, his competition is Robert Jones, right? I think he was pretty rough, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So I think that left guard position, maybe it drags the whole thing. But there's 5 players on that thing. So you're going to be as strong as your weakest link, unfortunately. And left guard doesn't look great. It really doesn't. So we'll see how that goes.
And if that is the case, and you're looking to try and plug gaps there, you've got Juszczyk to do that and try and kind of play that back. But then that takes the Juszczyk weapon out of the game as well, doesn't it? So you really don't want to have to rely on your fullback to plug a weak left guard position. But that's what I say. If Kyle's still wanting to run those zone runs, that zone rushing attack where the guards are pulling and one thing or another. Yeah, we've got to get the running game back onto where it was 2-3 years ago, because if it replicates what happened in 2025, we are going to be struggling again.
Yeah, and I think the biggest winner on this whole thing was definitely Dominic Pooney. Like, I've always been, is he great? Is he not great? But I think he was the most consistent through this. But I think the left guard right now is Connor Colby's job to lose. But that doesn't mean it's his by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I think he's just getting starting reps.
Yeah.
But then again, we'll see. They padded practices, but he's going to get better. I mean, he's going to be playing against some legit players.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but all in all, dude, I think the offense looked. I think the offense, no surprises, to be honest with you. I think it was just exactly what I expected it to be. And I think Purdy just came out looking real, real good.
And if there are surprises, the surprises are Black and Stribling surprising maybe the league rather than people within the Niners camp.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Fair. I think we spoke about both of those players, how it was a little reach. But you see there, 2 injuries. They've stepped up, got more reps, and they've shown why they were drafted so high.
Absolutely. Right, good stuff. Offense, week 1, done and dusted. Move into the fourth.
Fourth quarter.
So we have a look at the offense. Now it's time to flip the field and have a look at the defensive side of things. So we'll start with that defensive line that caused so many issues last year. Overall, B+ with Bosa back looking good. Talk to us a little bit about what Bosa showed then.
Yeah, I think he was eased back in because of his injury. Gradually increased his workload over the week. But he looks healthy. He's progressing as expected. And I think he's like the blue chip players on the team. You know what you're going to get. So you know what? You can't grade him too high because he wasn't out as much as you wanted. But I think the biggest win for us on this was Osa in the middle of the field. I'm not saying his last name because I keep getting it wrong. I will practice throughout the season. But he consistently, that's the guy. He won one-on-ones pretty much the entire week. Unfortunately, it was against our left guard. So but that might improve him, right? So he looked really good. He's probably was the star player, I would suggest, on the biggest winner on the D line. Keon White was pretty good as well. But everybody else is just kind of I thought, C+, B+. I mean, it's just a much of a muchness. I think Sebastian Valdez looked pretty good. I think he's one of the surprises of the camp as well. Okay. He got some first team reps, probably due to injuries. Even then, when Collins returned, he still got to play a little bit. But I think the biggest question here is just how we have the depth to cover any kind of injuries. But yeah, exactly what you expected, I think, from the D line.
Don't forget as well, Keon White, not too long removed from that shooting when he got shot in the foot, didn't he?
That's true.
So it's good to see he's actually participating and producing. Obviously, no Michael Williams as of yet, or have you got Michael Williams up in the linebacker core?
No, he was not. Yeah, just
still
not
on the
there
yet.
Yep.
Good. So B+ for the D line, and onto linebackers.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I nearly put him at A+, but I'll give him an A-. I mean, it is the first week. But Warner. I'm telling you, our bet is looking good. Comeback player of the year is coming in. I'm having to go back to Vegas to get the money. But this is dude, he's already all pro level. He's looking so good. Greenlaw look really good. But I think the biggest riser probably of the camp, if we talk about Stribling and Black being surprises but Nick Martin looked so good. He took control of the SAM, so the strong side linebacker position. He looked great. And I think he's forced his way into the starting role there. So you're looking at Greenlaw, Warner, and Martin when they're playing with the 3. Garrett Wallow played well. Bethune played well. But yeah, the biggest winner without doubt is going to be Nick Martin. And I just don't think there's any concerns with this room other than, again, I don't want to keep saying it, but injuries and health. But yeah, so yeah, absolutely fired. I think this is the best linebacking group in the NFL.
And it's really good for Nick Martin because he had so much potential and so many high hopes for him last year, didn't they? And he just didn't come to fruition for a number of reasons, injury himself as well. So for him to make that rise in the first part of training camp, that bodes very well for him and for that linebacker room, which I agree with you. I know we're the best team in the NFL, not just the best linebackers. Come on.
Yeah, but the linebackers, dude. And I think
Yeah.
maybe, and this is where maybe Nick Martin shows, maybe there's more to this defense with a different scheme in that. Maybe he's just like goes, okay, maybe he just gets it. Maybe he's not just the, off the ball, like, let's go for it, go, go, go. Maybe he, uses his smart. I have no idea, but he's the biggest riser on the camp.
Yeah.
And then over to the cornerbacks and the nickels.
Okay.
And maybe just because of how well the linebackers played and the new 5-man fronts and being more aggressive, they look really good. I mean, I think A- around the board. Bernardo Green was looking by far the best corner, I think, the entire week. He matched it well against Mike Evans. He was good. Lenore looked good. Upton Stout, even though he gave up that catch, looked great. Even Jack Jones came in. Dude, I mean, yeah, maybe he's going to give up that catch, let's be honest.
Well, I was going to say, I was just looking while you were talking. Go on, keep talking, because I'm just going to have a look for unless you've got it there. How tall's Upton Stout?
Not sure. But look,
Right.
yeah, I mean, yeah. And then even Nate Hobbs came in. He missed some time at the start. So you're looking at Green, Lenore, and Upton Stout in the nickel. The biggest winner, though, by far was Bernardo Green. But yeah, I think the biggest question is, how do you rotate in Jones and Nate Hobbs? I think this is one of the ones we were worried about, right, at the start of the season.
It is, yeah.
But I think the Raheem Morris's defense is just going to allow these players to play. So
Mike Evans, as you mentioned, is 6'5". Upton Stout's 5'9". So give Upton Stout a little bit of, even Bernardo Green, who's one of our rangier corners, is going to struggle against Evans. So poor old 5'9" Upton Stout, as much as a.
I don't think he lost his grade on that, dude. I think I gave him an A-. So, dude, he was playing well. He was consistently broke up passes. And even have it on the note here. I didn't even read it. Evans' touchdown was more about the size than poor coverage. He was there.
Yeah.
And looks every bit the starting nickel for the team.
Good.
And then safeties playing well there as well, dude.
You mentioned Jair Brown earlier on, been one of the most consistent players in the secondary. And he needs a big year, like I mentioned. Marcus Siegel, looking good as well. I love Malik Mustafa. I love his attitude. I love the fact that he's come out of the same mold as Dre Greenlaw and Fred, just almost like an enforcer back there. But he's another one of these that he just can't seem to stay healthy.
Yeah, and that's just opened the room for Siegel, right? They opened the door for him a little bit. So this is probably going to be the biggest position battle in the camp. I wouldn't be surprised right now.
Yeah.
Is like, who's going to start alongside Brown? Ashton Davis didn't have a great, he didn't do much. And then Neal was okay as well. But I'm thinking right now is Brown and Siegel are going to be starters. The biggest concern, obviously, is going to be Mustafa's hamstring injury that opened the door for him. So,
yeah.
But all in all, dude, I think the biggest thing on the defense is just like we spoke about in the second quarter was just how the approach has changed. And doing this podcast, getting into the X's and O's a bit more than I used to know a lot of this stuff inside out, but I'm now getting back into it, and like it's a fun team to follow, fun players to look at, and but I cannot take my eyes away from the linebackers, dude.
No, absolutely. And for all you special teams fans out there, we'll talk about the punters and the punt returns and kickers
every week.
Eddie P's there, Eddie P's there. He's locking that down, so you ain't got to worry about kickoffs and PATs and field goals. Eddie P's got that locked down. And anyway, but we'll talk about that in future weeks, just because there is always going to be so much over these next few weeks as we lead into the first game of the preseason. We're on August the 1st today. First preseason game, the 13th, I think, Neil, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts, dude, on it? I mean, I know you've seen a lot of it as well. I mean, am I over? Am I, as they say,
No.
am I glazing them a little bit? Is it like, is it? I feel they're just on it.
I don't think so. I think you put it in the picture from a fan point of view, as much as we love the Niners, but equally, I don't disagree with any of those grades you put. I don't disagree with any of the kind of the battles. I think there's going to be some really interesting cuts come cut day, and but at the start of it, this first week, you want to see the intensity of these guys. I saw Richard Sherman do a podcast on and he was talking about how much do you want it. It's not about the star players us relying on the star players. It's about us relying on every single player. And when you're out there, you being the star player and not kind of going, oh, if we've got Christian healthy, oh, if we've got George healthy. It's about Jake Tonjes, if you're in there, you're the star player.
Yeah.
Kalen Black, if you're in, you're the star player. And if these guys come with this attitude, then, and they've all got that sort of, I'm the star without being diva-ish, but I'm the star, I'm the thing that makes this thing tick, and everyone's thinking like that, then championship, that's the only way championship's going to be run. Otherwise, we don't want you in the building. And that's what Sherman was saying. I think I echo completely what you say about Purdy, the way Purdy looks, the mechanics. Chase Daniel talks so much about that off arm, and you mentioned it about he's tightened it into his chest, and he's just much more compact, and the release is so much better. Again, Evans being that target, and Shanahan not having had that toy before, if you like, if he can stay healthy, and how that opens everything up. Christian looking as good as he's looked for the last few years. At this moment, the injuries are going to come. It's a shame, but I suppose Christian Kirk's got a lot of mileage on him, so you maybe expected that. Like I said earlier, I'm a bit disappointed not to see Vidarian Lowe, because I thought he could have boosted that O-line for us. That's where my biggest concern is, that O-line, because as much as you talk about Evans and DEEBO and McCaffrey and Kittle and Purdy, if that front five can't do their job, it doesn't matter how good your skill positions are. But again, and defensively, I think the front four, I think we're still a little short at the front four, particularly obviously when Michael Williams comes back, that will help. But I do think we're a little light on the front four. Linebackers don't concern me at all. The corners, I'm with you on the corners. And again, it's just the fact we didn't do so much in the offseason with the safety position that just worries me a little. But if Jair Brown can make that next step, and Siegel can get in there, it's going to be hard for the likes of Ashton Davis coming across from the Jets, to come into a new system and beat these guys out. But it's all about, as we say all the time, iron sharpening iron, and the fact that these guys are out there every day. And when someone does go down, you get your opportunity. You've got to prove that you're going to be there. But mate, I'm just as excited as you are. I am. But I always am at this time of year, every year. But for some reason, this time out, I don't know whether it's because of the rose tinted, Dre's back, DEEBO's back, and all that sort of. We've got Kittle, and then the haters, the Rams fans, the Seahawks fans. Yeah, but they're all over. You said it about being all over the age of 30, whatever. All the starters. But yes, it is exciting. It is exciting. So all time will tell how week 2 goes, and this time next week we'll have another little. Let's see where we're at. Hopefully, guys have come back. Hopefully, the injury bug doesn't bite any further, and we can get more excited as we head into the week after next, which is preseason week 1.
Yeah, I think the biggest impact to me on the whole week was just the leadership from Evans. I think that's what's jumped off the page to me. Like, as much as it was great to see all of those young guys coming through and all that kind of stuff, but Evans, he's proper, mate. He's a proper player. Proper.
And like I said, he is. He's outstanding. Just got to make sure he stays healthy. That's the thing, and that's the age thing.
To get his jersey, dude. I was thinking about jerseys, but that might be one.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I like him. Right.
Who was the last Niner to wear number 5?
Let's not worry about that.
It was
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Anyway, overtime.
So with the start of the new NFL season, not far away before that, it's the start of the new Madden 27 season. That's going to be released in come August time. And before today, we had the Madden 99 club. I know all the grades have been, all the ratings have been dropped for everybody, but we're going to have a quick look at this. So the Madden 99 club, there they are. There are 6 of those guys in that Madden 99 club. You joked before we came on air. 4 of them are in the NFC West, and none of them got a red and gold helmet.
No. It's always fun. These are always the ones that get released first. But I don't think any surprise to see Josh Allen on there or Jamar Chase, Stafford in there with his MVP season, Myles Garrett, oh boy, Trey McBride, number 1 tight end in the league, and then Jackson Smith and Jigba. So he's the youngest player ever to get to the 99 club. And obviously this is Madden. I get it. Yeah. But it's still cool. I mean, I'm sure they get like a little thing delivered to their house and a little plaque and a little badge and maybe a copy of the game, whatever. But but seeing 4 of these players in the NFC West, and as you say, none of them are Niner. But we did all right. The Niners did all right this year as well. But yeah, I mean, any surprises on there for you, Matt?
Well, do you agree? The only one I don't really is Stafford, and only because of his age. I've maybe put him at 97, 98, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
get
just
it.
because maybe it's because just because he's a Ram and I just don't like him. But I think there are bigger holes in his game. If I think of other quarterbacks, even Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. Okay, he's not a 99 for many a reason, but I don't know. I think the only reach on there is Stafford. I think the rest of them, Chase is only as good. Receivers sometimes are only as good as the quarterbacks as well, aren't they? So if Joe Burrow goes down, or if Sam Darnold, well, having said that, I mean Sam Darnold, with all due respect to him, Super Bowl champion, but Jackson Smith and Jigba has still managed to produce with what might be classed as a system quarterback with Sam Darnold. So maybe that's unfair of me thinking out loud while I'm talking. But yes, Myles Garrett, absolute lock. Josh Allen at lock. Trey McBride, even, I think the way he's come on, I'd agree with that as well. But yeah, I don't know. Stafford for me, maybe 97, 98, but that's the only one I disagree with.
Yeah, let's play. I mean, if you're playing the game and you have a choice between Josh Allen or Matt Stafford, you know who you're taking.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah, he's just got more versatile. Matt Stafford's not going to get anything with his legs, is he?
No. But yeah, then that's the 99 club. And then just talking about the Niners, I checked it yesterday. They dropped yesterday, so it wasn't ready for this. But McCaffrey's number one. He's rated at a 97. Warner's at 97 as well. So Warner's the number one position ranking is. McCaffrey's number two behind Gibbs from Detroit.
Interesting.
Kittle's a 96, so not far behind McBride. He's the second ranked tight end. Williams a 96, Bosa a 94, and then Mike Evans, we spoke about him a lot today. He's a 91, so he's the 9th ranked receiver in the whole league. Juice is the number one fullback at 88. Greenlaw at 87. So
isn't Juice the only fullback in the NFL nowadays?
That's true. He's one of one, but he's still good. I'll get to Brock Purdy in a minute. Our 10th ranked player was Dominic Pooney. And we just spoke about him. He was probably the most consistent line play in the training camp. Then Brock Purdy is our 9th ranked player. Overall 85. Position rank in the NFL number 13. With a speed rating below Sam Darnold, who's also ranked above him.
You are not happy about that, are you?
I'm not happy about that. Let's face it. Come on, we saw Sam Darnold for a few years here. He's molasses. So I don't know, dude.
You've not got the other 12 quarterbacks in front, have you?
No, not for this.
Okay.
I literally just threw this together quick last night. I was just interested in this. I just counted them down. But although we did do the position ranking from the collated stuff, and that's about where Purdy was.
It was, yeah.
So I'm not too surprised. And still, an 85 isn't bad.
It's not, and I suppose the end of the day, the long and short of it is, we'll go back to this, and critics will as well. He was still the last pick in the draft. Yeah. He wasn't expected to be anywhere near this. He wasn't expected to be a starting franchise quarterback, let alone be in the top 10 best quarterbacks in the league. And we're therefore going, why is he only 13? Well, this it's an incredible achievement, even just being up there.
Yeah, it's true. I'm trying to find out. My thing's not working, but it'd be pretty funny to look at his original Madden rating of 57 or something he would have, right? It's terrible. Couldn't complete a 3-yard pass. But yeah, I mean, it's only Madden. But it's a bit of fun. And I've not bought Madden for several years. It tends to be much of a muchness.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But yeah, there's the 99 club. So the 99 club was Allen, Chase, Garrett, Stafford, and Jigba and McBride. And the top 3 Niners, McCaffrey, Warner, and Kittle. So
nice one. Excellent. Right. Another great show. Thank you, mate, for all your hard work on these every week. You pull all this together, which is absolutely amazing. And it just gives not only me, but obviously anybody watching this, a really good insight into where the Niners are. And like you said, we just love doing it so much, and it's increasing our knowledge. And I feel like I'm kind of almost there with them this year, rather than just being a casual armchair fan. So 14 episodes down, we're going strong, and we'll get even stronger as we hit the regular season, which is not too far away now. Neil, thanks ever so much, buddy. It's been another great episode.
Loved it.
Thank you all for watching out there. This is the UK Niner podcast, brought to you in association with the Across the Pond Network. That was episode 14, Training Camp week 1 is in the books, and we can't wait for the week 2 and see what that brings. Thanks for watching, everybody. Look forward to seeing you all again next week, and stay safe. We'll see you soon.
Later.